Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl C of Crochet. Guys, today's tutorial is just going to be this simple sweater. Yes, very simple to make. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, turn on your bell, like, give me a comment, and stay tuned for amazing videos. With this tutorial, we're going to use the lemon or seed stitch as well as the puff flower stitch. So first of all, we're going to need our acrylic yarn, and I'm going to use 3 different colors, and I'm going to use 2 types of hooks. I'm going to use a 6.0 mm hook and a 4.0 mm hook. Yes, and I'm going to need a tape measure as well as a zipper for my work. So let's start. So first of all, I'm going to use the 6.0 mm hook for it because I want my sweater to be more flexible. So the next step is you make a chain. Okay, and I'm starting from the side of my high waist. So I'm making a chain as long as I want it. If you want your work to be longer, you can of course make a longer chain, and you can also use a longer zipper as well. So I've chained from, yes, so next I'm going to start with my seed or lemon stitch, and that one is very simple. You just need to make a double crochet and a single crochet. So first of all, you made a double crochet, next one is a single crochet, next stitch hole you make a double crochet, next you make a single crochet. Okay, so you just alternate between double crochet and single crochet through to the end of your work. Okay, so single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. And when you get to the end of your work, remember to always move on to the next stitch. So when you're moving to the next row, just remember the last stitch that you made. So if it's a double crochet, then definitely your first stitch for the second row is going to be a single crochet. Okay, so remember to always make single crochets into a double crochet and a double crochet into a single crochet stitch. Okay, so this is the seed or lemon stitch. You can check the eye above, or you can check an exclusive video on how to crochet the lemon or the seed stitch. Okay, so you alternate between it, then you chain 1 and turn your work. And since we ended with double crochet, the first stitch is going to be a single crochet, then the next is going to be a double crochet throughout till we get to the end. Then we chain 1 and continue again, alternating between double crochet and single crochets. Right, so after several rows, this is what you have, and I'm made up to. Okay, so when you wrap it around your high waist, you realize that it's okay for you, then you stop. The next, you're going to fix a zip at the side. Okay, so with your needle and your thread, you just fix it by the side. You can use a sewing machine for these parts as well, but I prefer to use my hand in stitching it. So okay, so after fixing your zip, this is what you have. Now we are going to continue with the top part of our work. So with the same yarn and the same hook, you insert it, then you start by making your seed stitch again. That's making single crochet and double crochets, alternating it. So we make a double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, and single crochet. But this time you're going to make slight changes to it, because you're going to work on one side only. That's the front part of our work. Okay, and we're making sure that this part will get slighted. So you put your stitch marker by the side, then you chain one, turn your work. Then anytime you turn your work, you skip the first stitch hole. Then in the next stitch hole, you continue alternating between the single crochet and the double crochet. So remember, when you get to this part, anytime you chain one and you turn your work, skip the first row, then in the next stitch hole, skip the first stitch hole, then in the next stitch hole you make your seed stitch in each of them. Okay, we are skipping the first one because we want our work to slightly slide at the sides. Okay, so you keep on alternating. Continue skipping the first stitch hole, and at the end this is what you have. Next of all, you make a chain at the tip and you join it to the other side of your work, okay, by single crocheting or slip stitching it. Then you fix it, you tie it and you fix it, you cut off your excess. Then you do the same thing for the other side. Okay, so this is basically the base in which you are going to work our sleeves on. Okay, you make your chain, then fix it at the back with a single crochet or a slip stitch. Cut off the excess and tie it well. Right, so these are sleeve parts. Now we're just going to make this crisscross at the back. So with the same yarn, you can cut off this excess from there, or you can just start with a new yarn over there. Okay, so I'm just joining the new one with this one since it's very short. Now I'm going to chain, and the chain should be as long as I want in order to fix diagonally. Yeah, so I'm going to fix this one here, and I'm going to make this one 3 times. Okay, so I'm just fixing it with a single crochet. Then I'm going to start making the chain from that area down. Okay, so let me give this a white background so that it's easy for you to see whatever I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm just going to fix this one here and then make my last chain and fix it back to the other side. Okay, so you make the same thing from this side, okay, and you fix it. Now let's start with the sleeve part, and that's this one. We're going to use the puff flower stitch for it. So you make your chain, and this chain should be as long as your arm. Okay, so from your shoulders to your arm, you measure it and you chain according to. Yeah, so that's it. Now I'm just going to make meshes, because my flowers I'm just going to work in the meshes. So I chain 4 and I skip 3 meshes, stitch holes, and I make my mesh. Okay, so next I chain 3, I skip 3 stitch holes, I chain 2 and skip 2, and in the third I make my double crochet. I chain 2, skip 2, in the third I make my double crochet. I chain 2, skip 2, then the third you make your double crochet. Okay, so this just a basic mesh. So we do that till we get to the end. Then in the end you chain 1 and you turn your work, and you turn your work. You're going to continue with the mesh, so you chain, you add additional chains to it, then you make your double crochet. That's the first mesh of the second row. You chain 2, then you make your double crochet right on top of the previous double crochet. Then with the third one, before we make our mesh, you're going to create a flower there. So you pull your yarn up, then as if you're making a double crochet, you insert your hook, you pull your yarn 3 times, okay, so that you have like 5 to 6 loops. Then you yarn over and you pull it out again, so that you have like 5 to 6 loops. Then you do the same thing for this part also, 3 times. Okay, so you have like several loops on your hook. Then you yarn over and pull through, gently pull through all the loops. Then you make your chain of 1, then you make another chain to put it in place. Then you yarn over and make another petal over here. Okay, don't worry, I'll repeat it again. Okay, then you chain and you make your double crochet. Okay, so let's have meshes. So we make our first mesh, you pull your yarn up, you yarn over, you pull it, you yarn over, you pull a loop. Okay, so you have 5, yarn over, pull your loop, you have 6 now. You yarn over into the next or on top of the double crochet, previous double crochet, you do the same thing. You pull a loop 3 times to get 6 loops. Then in the next, on the next double crochet, you do the same thing. Then you yarn over and pull through all the loops. Then you make a single crochet 2 times to fix it. Then you yarn over and you pull a loop through the new hole that you've made. Then you chain 1 to fix it in place. So you have 4 petals now. Then you chain 2, then you make your double crochet. Continue with your meshes. Okay, let's have another one. You can check the eye, or you can check some of my videos. I made a tutorial dress on how using this stitch. Okay, so it's very easy to make. First of all, okay, so wherever you want your flower to be, you pull your yarn up, you yarn over inside the same stitch hole on top, you pull it up, you yarn over, you pull it up. Make sure it's very loose, okay? You pull it up, then you yarn over into the next double crochet, you do the same. Then the next, you yarn over, pull it, you yarn over, pull a loop. Okay, then you yarn through it once, then you chain 1, then you chain another one, then you make your several loops again through that new stitch hole that was created. Then you chain 1 to put it in place, you chain 2, then on top of the double crochet you make your double crochet again. Okay, so we are doing this till we get to the end of our work. Right, so at the end you chain 1 and you turn your work, you chain 2 and you turn your work. Now on the third row we are going to work the 5th petal. Okay, so you chain, then you make your loops again inside the new stitch hole that you have there. Then you pull through all the loops. You make your single crochet or your chain to put it in place. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you chain 2, then you make your double crochet right on top of the double crochet that you have here. Okay, you chain 2, then on top you make your double crochet, chain 2. Okay, so this row is very simple because you're just working the 5th petal. Okay, yes, so in the next you chain, and you know that there's a flower there. So before that you make your double crochet because there's a double crochet right beneath it. Then you chain 2, then you make your 5th petal, making several loops. Okay, then you pull through them, make a chain to fix it. You chain 2, then you make your double crochet right on top of the first double crochet. Okay, so you have something like this. You chain 2, then you make a double crochet. Because I'm using a lighter yarn, so the flowers are not really popping over here, but if you use a heavy yarn, you're definitely going to get your flowers popping. Okay, so after finishing that row, we move on to the next row where you make your so with the next row we are going to create new petals or new flowers just like we started with. So this time I'm going to work my flowers in between 2 flowers that I've already created. Okay, so this is the first one I'm making, and I'm making sure that it comes between the first flower and then second flower. Okay, so I pull through all the loops, chain 1, then chain again, then the new stitch hole, I make my loops again, and I pull through and I chain 1. Okay, so making 4 petals. You chain 2, then right there you make your double crochet to create your meshes again. So I'm making this till I get to the end, making sure that I create every new flower in between 2 flowers. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and after several rows you have your work will really turn out to be beautiful and nice. You'll see your flowers popping so nicely. Okay, and I said earlier, because I'm using a lighter yarn, that's why the flowers are not really popping. You can use a bigger yarn for this part and you will definitely see your flowers popping. Okay, so after several rows, this is what I have, and I made this the length of it. Okay, so now I'm going to just fix the sides together by using a single crochet, and after fixing it I'm going to just fix it at the sleeves of my main work. Okay, so this one is just going to be like this. I'll fix it here, then I'll make a single crochet to fix this part together so that the part will close. So let's do that. After sealing the edges, make sure you turn your work so that the inside or the negative part will be showing, so that you make your fixing there at the part, so that the front part will not be showing all your stitches. Right, so I'm going to fix my work here on the sleeve part, and I'm going to use my thread and needle as well. Of course, you can also use your sewing machine for this part, but make sure that the colors matches. It's either it's one of the two colors. Okay, so it's either black or red, any of the colors that you are using. Okay, so I'm making my stitches by fixing the sleeve to this part. When I'm done with this part, I'm going to make another sleeve of different color, and this work you can use any of your favorite colors for it. So I'm sealing to the end, and after finishing I'm going to create another sleeve for the other side and seal the size and fix it like as I'm doing right now. Guys, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. Don't just leave, don't just watch it, just subscribe. Give me a like, okay? Comments, let me know what you are doing. Yes, so after fixing this, what you have, let's do the other part of our work now. Before we start with the other part of our work, I'm going to work with the hand. So with this one, I'm making sure that this part is so loose, so I'm just going to double my yarn, and I'm going to make 2 single crochets in each of the mesh holes that I have here. Okay, just 2. So after making 2 single crochet in one, I move on to the next mesh hole to make 2 single crochet, and I'm doing only 2 single crochet because I want the tip to be smaller in size. Okay, so after making your 2 single crochet in each of the mesh holes and it's still big for you, just skip and continue skipping round and round till you get to the smallest hole that you can put your arms in. Okay, so this one I'm making the 2 single crochets in each of the meshes till I get to where I started from. And as you can see, I've changed my hook to the smallest size, which is the 4.0 mm. From the beginning I told you that I'm going to use 2 types of hooks, so this is the second one, the 4.0, because it's smaller, and because of that I want that smallish effects at the tip of my work. That's why I'm using it. Of course you can use a smaller hook as well, but I prefer using the 4.0 mm hook for this type of yarn. Guys, after fixing this, what you have, of course you can continue to make it longer. Yes, so after making my single crochets in each of the stitches, this is what I have. You can see that yes, so I'm going to work for the other side, making it with this color. So guys, at the end, this is what you have. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Give me a like if you really enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more amazing video.